Now these, on the next page, is what are those?
168 and 169.
It's another series. I don't know. I got into sort of cosmic explosions and shapes in the cosmos. I don't know any more than that.
Well, you can definitely see that. It looks like the creation of galaxies, those explosions. Are those on note cards too?
Those are on note cards.
Okay.
They might, I don't know, Christine, of how big those are.
They look small.
Can't remember. Yeah. They might be a little bigger than you think, but I'm not sure if this is life size.
Yeah. Okay, 170 and 171 is sort of...
Hervé put these in. This is, I guess, very beginning of Angriest Dog in the World, where I worked out,
who he was.
And this here is not the original drawing of the angriest dog in the world, but it's some kind of time where it was starting.
Yeah.
And so it's all that's left.
When did you stop doing that?
I did it from 1982 to 91.
Uh-huh. Do you still have a lot of those?
All of them have been saved by Debbie.
Oh, God bless her.
Yeah, these here are more of the...
Cosmic explosions?
Cosmic explosions.
Yeah, 172 and 173.
And it gets into kind of a dance that I liked. So I just did, many of these
Are
things.
these felt tip pen or paint or?
Well, there's a pen with the ink in it, pencil, magic marker.
What will make you abandon a way of working? I mean, why aren't you still working that way? You just
I worked through this one.
Uh-huh. I see.
Oh, Donna, Richie Valens came from this drawing. What page is that?
175.
Yeah.
Is this a tragedy? It's red lips with an X.
It's a tragedy.
It's a tragedy. I could tell. So 176 and 177.
This is around Dune because this is notes on Dune somehow.
So do you make these kind of preparatory drawings for films?
This is not really for the film, but some of this stuff, this kind of, a little bit of this kind of thing worked its way into some of the Fremen world in Dune. Now these things here, what pages are those?
Page 178 and 179.
These I like very much. They're structures, more like I would like to do sculptures of those.
If you were going to make a sculpture out of this drawing on 178, what materials would you use? An erector set?
I would use cold-rolled steel. I'd have Alfredo build that out of cold-rolled steel, and then I'd use Fixol for, the organic parts.
How big would you make it?
I'd make that, say, 7 feet tall.
Oh, that would be amazing. Have you ever made a sculpture that big?
No, I made lamps about that big.
Are your lamps sculptural like this?
In a way, yes.
None of them are in the show, though.
No, but I might have photographs of the lamps.
Okay, so here on 179 is a drawing. There's a lot of phone numbers. Your daughter's phone number is on here. Who's this figure?
It's just a figure, but I like the fact that it's got this kind of overlay of something and how it works with it.
And obviously, bleeding through, you drew something else on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one, too.
I think you'd be able to, I'm not sure what it was.
You make good use of your materials, maximum.
These here are around the Elephant Man time because there's the Elephant Man.
And there's the eye.
Yeah, different little things.
Yeah.
And we're coming up to the Elephant Man stills.
The stills.
And these are probably from the stills that were released at the time of the film.
Did you just lose interest in working in black and white?
No.
Well, you haven't made a black and white film since
Some
then.
stories are for black and white, and some are for color.
But you just haven't had a black and white story?
I haven't had a black and white idea.
So the most significant difference between the Elephant Man and the films that you're making now is Elephant Man hewed to a linear narrative. And do you find that's just too one-dimensional now?
I don't know. It's not that I wouldn't do a linear. I did the straight story. That was as
true.
Linear as you could get.
That's absolutely true. Yeah.
So the ideas tell you how they want to be.
Because, Inland Empire and Mulholland Drive is like these multi-layered narratives. But, yeah, this is a beautiful movie, Elephant Man. What do you love the most about this film?
John Merrick. But his real name is Joseph Merrick. I found out
was?
later. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
John Hurt was so great in that.
John Hurt was incredible.
He's a wonderful actor.
Really.
Okay.
What page is that?
189.
Well, my son Riley left me one of those Ziploc bags with a beautiful dragonfly in it.
Oh, wow.
Where I'm doing my watercolors. And I photographed it and did a print for him, and it's a beautiful thing. And then I did this watercolor.
How big was the photographic print?
The photographic print was 13 by 19.
Wow, because you have that great big printer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this are the little tiny watercolor paper.
So did you finally get some proper watercolor paper?
Yes,
and
I
you
did.
got off those note cards?
Yes,
Good.
these here are, this
Yeah.
is watercolor
Yeah,
things.
190 and 191.
This ant one is on a cardboard backing of the small watercolor things. It's not on the paper itself.
Oh, so it's the back of a pad.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, but I like these small watercolors very much.
Yeah.
This one here is a
193.
dead animal.
Oh, that one's sad.
Yeah.
What is going on in page 194?
Well, it's a theatrical event.
That one feels Francis Bacon-y too. You know. Okay, 195.
That's a television.
Okay, now we're to some stills from Dune. Have you gotten over the trauma of this film so you can
No.
appreciate it now?
No.
No.
These are partly stills. I think this top one on the left here is a painting by Tony Masters.
Oh, wow.
And
How about this one?
That's partly painted too.
Yeah.
See, these were put together later. Part of the set was built, and part of it wasn't.
Yeah.
So
Well, these were early days for those computer-generated
there
worlds,
wasn't any
it?
computer stuff.
Yeah.
It was all optical,
Wow.
stills,
Yeah.
frames, and transparencies and all kinds of painting.
And now
stuff.
we're to stills from Blue Velvet.
So that's.
Did you take these, or are they from the film?
I think these are from the
Yeah,
film.
they
it
look
looks
like they're from the film. Yeah, these are really famous images from the film.
Now we're at Wild at
Wild
Heart.
I feel that's one of your more. I love that film. I don't think it ever got as much religious praise as it deserved. Laura Dern is so amazing in that.
Yeah, no, I like the film.
Yeah.
I like watching it
Yeah.
and going in that world.
Yeah.
And Isabella was great.
Oh yeah, and her blonde wig, she
Perdita,
looks
yeah, and
fantastic.
Eyebrows.
Yeah.
Both Laura and Isabella, a lot of them had, really big eyebrow.
Huh, that's interesting. Okay.
Now we're coming up to, what are we coming up to?
Now we're coming up to...
What does it say there?
It says Lumieres, which I think these look like it's page... gosh, what page is this? It's page 218. They look like images you shot off a TV screen. Is that what they are?
No.
What are they?
This is from the Lumiere. You never saw the Lumiere film?
No. No, I didn't. Was that a...
This is with the Lumiere camera.
Right.
And they asked 40 directors to make a film using the original Lumiere
Yeah.
brothers camera.
Wow.
It was so great.
Wow.
And so this is they constructed the emulsion, but they put it on acetate rather than nitrate, and that's the only difference. And you had 55-second take, and you had 3 takes 55 seconds long. You had to use natural light, and you could add sound later, but you weren't allowed to stop the camera. You had to go continuously.
Wow. Where did you shoot it, in France?
No, I shot it over at Gary D'Amico's house, and
who
built
is
these
that?
sets.
Yeah.
Now, so it has to all go at once. So it starts here, it goes here, it goes here, it goes here.
It's not like stop action, is it?
No, it's a motion picture camera.
Okay.
But you'll have to see it. There were
Where-
5 different sets built for it. And you can't stop. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Is that Laura Palmer?
No, that's not Laura Palmer.
Kind of looks like her.
Yeah.
If someone wanted to see this film, can you rent it?
I think it's on my short films reel.
Okay, great.
For short films DVD.
Now we're to paintings on page 225.
Right.
And all these paintings there's a series about 10 or 12 pages of these paintings coming up. They all have an atmosphere of anxiety and fear. It's like a scary world seen from the perspective of a child. Do you think that's accurate or not?
Yes, that's
Okay.
accurate.
Was this the first one?
No, I don't know that there's any indication of what came first.
Yeah.
But that's me in front of my house. I love houses.
All houses?
No, I like 40s or 50s.
Suburban tract homes?
Oh yeah, I love them. And streets with houses and trees and figures
Neighborhoods.
and neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And so these maybe came out of that.
Did you grow up in a neighborhood?
Yes.
Do you feel like you live in one now?
Yeah, everyone lives in some kind of neighborhood. Yeah.
But the same kind of neighborhood?
No, neighborhoods have changed.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You catch a feeling of a time in your neighborhood when you're young, and it can be a beautiful memory.
But there's a flip side.
It can be a hellish memory.
Because all these seem frightened.
Well, they're I don't know, they're again based on ideas, not necessarily my story.
Yeah.
This is on a windy night, a figure walks to Jumbo's Clown Room. Jumbo's Clown Room is a real place in
It's
LA.
a strip bar, isn't
It's
it?
a strip bar. And so this came out of, that.
It's kind of a relic, the last of the kind of the funky strip bars in LA, I think.
Yeah, it's a good place.
Yeah.
Oh God, Mom, the dog, he bited me.
Definitely a child's drawing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a dog down there.
That's the dog, and then there's the figure which
Yeah,
looks like a bloody head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a kid, on his way quickly home.
Yeah. Again, on page 228, shadow of a twisted hand across my house. These are very paranoid, but...
Yeah, there's like mood things.
Well, it's odd because you had a really wonderful childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So...
But these things, like, they say on the surface. Mm-hmm. This is a Boise, Idaho. That's where I lived from 3rd grade through 8th grade.
Those are critical years.
Yeah, and I really love Boise, Idaho a lot.
Yeah, there's an actual drawing of the state in here.
Right.
What's
and
your most vivid memory of Boise, Idaho?
It's just a vivid memory.
Just when you think of it, what do you picture in your mind?
Euphoric 50s chrome optimism.
That's a beautiful phrase. Now, page 230, it's Here I Am, Me as a House from 1990. Now, I remember when these paintings were exhibited. Most of these are in private collections now, aren't they?
I'm not sure. I think these I have.
Really?
Yeah. And she was crying just outside the house. That's another neighborhood story.
Suddenly, my house became a tree of sores on page 232. So that idyllic suburban thing just went south, I guess.
It's a lot of times you'll see houses as you go by, slowly by, and you can wonder what goes on in them in the daytime or what goes on them
What
in the
hellish
nighttime.
reality is unfurling in there?
Or beautiful.
I love this one, A Bug Dreams of Heaven, on page 233. But you don't think bugs have souls, right?
No, I don't know. This bug is
Does.
dreaming of heaven. Yeah.
Okay. She wasn't fooling on anyone. She was hurt bad.
She was
hurt, and she was hurt bad. Sorry.
Right.
1992 on page 234. Can you tell me anything about that one?
No, it's just another neighborhood story.
Oh, so this is all the same neighborhood.
Pretty much, I'd say.
Okay. On page 235, Billy finds a book of riddles right in his own backyard. That's a good one. Is this around the time that you started affixing cotton and things to this?
Yes, exactly right.
How did that stuff age?
Really good.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So
Holds up.
it does it? Yeah, I wondered what would happen. You were really building out those canvases.
I wanted to build out, yeah.
Yeah, and you
Now,
did.
these are flat. This one is, what page is this?
This is page 237, and it's My Head is Disconnected. Is this a watercolor?
These are temperas on board.
How big?
About 40 by 40, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Maybe 4-foot squares, I'm not sure.
Okay. This is Schizophrenic Man. It's undated.
That's the same.
Obviously the same series, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. How do you like your work presented? I mean,
Well,
framed?
We'll get into that when we get further along in the paintings, but I saw a show of Francis Bacon's at the Marlborough Gallery in 66, I think. 66 or 67. And they were all framed, wide gold frames with glass.
With glass.
Yeah, and they were, I always wanted to frame stuff that way.
So there wasn't a reflection problem?
There just didn't seem to be.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't bothersome if it was. And this one, we're back to watercolors. This is a little bit bigger.
Some of these will be in the exhibition, right?
All of these are.
Oh, okay. Well, you can frame them that way. Damn it.
Well, it costs a fortune to frame them that way. And these are all watercolors. I really like these watercolors.
Yeah, these are beautiful. This is page 242 and 243.
I think this is an homage to Bacon, this man with the dog.
Yeah.
I think he had a painting, something like that.
Yeah.
And this is back houses and airplanes.
Yeah, this one, 243, you have the way you draw airplanes always reminds me of the sound of when you're a kid, the drone of an airplane.
I love the drone of an airplane.
Going through this, it seems like it goes so slow.
They did go slower.
They must
and
have.
they droned on, and it was such a beautiful sound.
I don't think I've heard that sound in ages.
Right.
Yeah, too bad. Okay, 244. That looks like a cabin that's sunk under the sea, and then
that's a house, just a house.
And a figure in some distress.
And this is rain. Mm-hmm. This is a cardboard tee. I think that might have been in, I'm not sure if it was in James Corcoran's
I think
show.
it was, yeah. What is that made out of? Is that tempera?
That's oil
Okay.
on canvas.
That's on page 248.
This is one of my favorite paintings.
Tell me about... it's a fantastic title. A Figure Witnessing the Orchestration of Time from early 1990s. Say something about that one. That's one of the ones built up, right? Mm-hmm. What did you put into the surface?
Well, it's oil and cotton and glue and gauze and wire. There's a wire frame floating in front of this. It's real nice.
What do you like particularly about this?
I just like the feel of it and the paint on it.
Yeah, it's very fertile and mulchy and rich.
I like this next one too.
Yeah.
This is a part of the Bob series, and it's because of wayward activity based upon unproductive thinking. Bob meets Mr. Redman.
It's a good title. That says it all. So this would be Mr. Redman is in here. Mm-hmm. Very satanic sort of creature, like twice the size of poor Bob. Where's the setting? Are they indoors or out?
They might be in a room.
Yeah.
This is Bob's Dream.
Yeah.
It's called.
And this one looks built up too.
Yeah, there's different things in there.
Yeah.
There's real money in it.
Oh, interesting.
Bob Burns' Tree.
Is there anything embedded in that one?
Many things.
Oh, this is a great painting, 254 and 255.
Bob finds himself in a world for which he has no understanding. The story of our lives.
Yeah, the painting really evokes that. It's just this kind of lost figure in this looming, rather bleak forest landscape. And on the side of the paintings, there are these two bands that almost look
curtains.
like a curtain.
Those are curtains.
Yeah.
They are curtains.
Yeah. Oh, now this is really interesting. At this point, the paintings open up and become all horizontal.
Yeah, these are big paintings.
Yeah.
10 feet. They're the golden rectangle size. There's 16:9 paintings, but they're 10 feet wide.
So are these kind of collaged? It looks like there's photographic images in there and the couch. So how did you make these?
Those are printed prints and painting both, and glue.
So would you silkscreen
And that's
image?
real clothes.
Oh, wow. This must be huge.
It's pretty big.
Where is it?
It's in Paris now.
Is it? Mm-hmm. The shipping must have
And
been
it's framed.
Really?
It's framed in the gold with glass
Under
in front.
glass?
Yes.
Oh, wow. It must be amazing.
It's beautiful.
So what are the dimensions of this?
10 foot by 6 foot approximately.
Wow. That's incredible. And this one too?
That one as well.
Yeah. What all do you have embedded in this one? Are those real clothes again?
Those are real clothes.
Wow. Do these paintings take a long time to do?
Oh, yeah, forever.
Yeah. And this is one of those.
This is one of those too.
Very Francis Bacon. It's the shape of that couch. That's his shape. This looks like that sculpty. What's that stuff?
No, it's glue.
So it's a figure created out of glue pressed onto the surface?
It's right on the surface, yeah.
Wow. That's not a real Princess telephone, is it?
It's a photo of one.
Okay. Yeah. So this one's great. Oh, and okay, now we're at what I think is the last one of these really large paintings.
Right.
It's on page 262 and 263. Does this have actual light bulbs in it?
It has light bulbs in it.
Yeah, it's a man out walking his dog. And I thought, God, it's like it's turning into a Rauschenberg combine or something with light bulbs. And so this is a lot of photographic imagery in there.
Right.
Okay.
That's Wajunga Red Dog.
Yeah.
That's the little red dog.
Yeah. Well, that's a beauty. Okay, now we're on some stills from
Twin Peaks
Twin
Fire Walk with
Peaks.
Me.
Do you miss doing television?
No.
Why not?
Well,
Too much torture?
it's
Committee.
No.
No?
It's just eat you up.
Yeah. Okay, then we're on stills from
Lost
Highway. These are beautiful stills.
it's
And the
just-
straight story. Okay, now we're to industrial photographs of Poland. Poland seems to resonate in some really deep place with you.
Well, at factories.
It's not because of Poland, it's just because of the factories are
And
there.
these aren't all necessarily Poland. This latter, it could be in Germany, it could be in New York.
Well, that's gorgeous.
And we turn the pages. Now, I think some of these are New York.
This is
or New
282 and
Jersey.
83. Well, you have a section just of industrial landscapes in Brooklyn. What is it that thrills you about the ruins of the Industrial Revolution?
Well, look at them. And they're like the watercolors, you know, and the way nature goes to work on the steel, the bricks, the concrete. It's just unbelievably beautiful. A new factory is a beautiful thing, but an aged factory, from all the work they've done, the work makes so many stains and disturbances and all this stuff, and then nature on top of that. It's a phenomenal setup for textures.
And they're very fragile because I'm sure all the Polish people would love to tear them down and put something new there.
Well, they're cathedrals, and they're built so beautifully.
This is 286 and 287. They look like interiors of factories?
Yes.
Yeah. Was it hard to get in there to photograph? You just wander in?
No, it's you got to get set up to go in and take pictures.
Yeah.
This what page is this?
This is page 288.
That's New York or New Jersey.
Okay. Do you light these pictures?
But beyond the beyond.
You do light them.
Love them.
But no, do you light them? Like when you go into shoot
do I light
something
them?
like
I
this.
thought you said you like them.
Yeah, I like them too. But
No.
it's just found light?
You gotta, I've gone in and tried to light some, and it just looks terrible. It's whatever light is eking in, that's the light.
So you'd have a hard time finding these in California?
Well, there's some great factories in California. You know, you could find incredible textures in California, downtown and all around.
Out in Fontana and Colton and all the horrible inland
Now, see
empire.
this thing. What page is that?
Page 294.
That's a watercolor. It's like, you know, it's just and the shapes. It's a dance. It's unbelievable that these things exist like this. And they're just like, you know, it's like music. Mm-hmm. This here on what page is 297?
297.
It's in a hospital in New Jersey, I believe.
A working hospital?
No, it's this part is shut down. But look at that lamp.
Yeah, that's amazing.
For like autopsies or certain kind of it's in a theater for medical students.
Right, the old-fashioned kind.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Are you the only person who's photographed these?
I'm sure I'm not. I'm sure many people have photographed them.
The only other person who I've ever seen come close is Bernd and Hilla Bescher, and they do it. You know those German photographers?
No, I don't know.
Well, they
them.
photograph in Germany. In the 70s, they started photographing like water towers, and they'd photograph every type of water tower in Germany. You'd probably like their work, but I don't know anybody else who photographs these factories.
Now, see this one. What page is that?
Page 300.
This is. Look at the chain and the fan and the glass and the figures. It's just a black and white. You know, how can that happen? It's so beautiful.
Yeah, this one too.
And there's Mondrian, you know, deals.
301. You would never photograph these in color?
No.
Okay. I wonder what that says. 302. It's some kind of a metal plate in Germany.
I think that's German, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. This might be in New York.
That looks just like garbage.
It is garbage.
Okay. It looked like a
And this here is just, you know, a painted glass, aged.
Wow.
But it's just, you know.
That's page 304.
And then all this, you know, 305, nature has done the do.
Do you think all things are beautiful as they decay, or only some things?
All things are.
People are considered horrible when they decay.
Well, because, like I say, when you name the thing, that's when the problems start. If you just saw a close-up of something, you'd say, oh, my God, that's so beautiful. What is that? And you say, that's a decaying body of a 97-year-old woman. And then you'd have another thought.
I see.
But alone, it could be unnamed. It could be very beautiful.
I guess we recoil from those things because it's a reminder of our own mortality, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas we're not connected that way to a factory. On page 309, it's an amazing photograph of a woman's eye. Do you know who that is? Mm-hmm. Who is that?
That's my daughter.
Oh, that's Jennifer?
Mm-hmm.
It's a great picture. Wow. And then 310 and 311. 311 is a self-portrait, a picture you took of yourself, and it looks like in a motel mirror.
I don't know where it is, but it could be in Germany.
Have you taken many self-portraits?
No.
Because, there's one. I assume this is one.
No, that's someone else took that of me.
Huh. Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's a nice photo. Now we're at Industrial Photographs in Brooklyn, starting on page 315. Where is that? It looks like you're in a forest.
And I'm in a forest, and I'm in a car, and I'm driving up a straight road, and Maharishi Mahesh Yogi's house is at the end of that road.
Wow. He lives in Brooklyn?
No, he lives in, this is from Vlodrop, Netherlands.
Looks like a very long road.
Yeah, it's a long road.
Did you stay there?
Yeah.
Oh, that must have been wonderful. So now we do come to a series of pictures of Brooklyn, and one thing I notice about them is there's no people ever in any of them. Do you think the true essence of a city comes out best when there's no people around?
No. I wouldn't mind a person in front of them.
Yeah.
It's mostly the shapes of the non-person's business.
Yeah.
This Monroe Buddies.
Yeah, that's great.
I really like that place a lot. I always thought about who are the Monroe Buddies.
Yeah, this is just like a local tavern, I guess, on page 320. Did you go inside?
No. That's in New Jersey, the surgical building. And that was one of the telephones in the hall.
Page 322.
This is in Los Angeles. That's a Coke bottle. they have many, many, many variations of what the Coke bottle's gone through.
Is that a classic?
They're all classics.
But that one looks... No, actually, the first one seemed a little more squat.
Yeah, but I don't know where this is in the series. But you can see that I think Raymond Loewy designed the classic Coke bottle.
You're kidding.
And it's based on the human figure.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Those are New Jersey. This here on page
325.
325 is...
That looks like your house.
That's in the Wiltern Theater.
It has the feeling of your house.
Sort of.
Those curves. Yeah.
This thing here on page 327. That is like one of those kind of lucky things.
Yeah, it's
incredible.
A shard of glass that fell out of a window, and it's the light in this is so strange. What made the shard of glass turn black?
What it was reflecting. And it's just kind of I just,
And then this muted, like, cloud coming in. Where'd you take that?
I don't know where that was.
Yeah. These all look
This
East
is
Coast.
Wajunga Red Dog background.
Oh, yeah. So you worked from a photo with that one. And you shot that in New York.
That's in New York.
That's obviously
These
in New
are
York.
New York.
Do you like New York?
It's a painting town. I think about painting when I go there.
Yeah.
And photographs are great in New York.
Yeah, it's a big art city.
It's unbelievably beautiful for that.
Okay.
This is New York.
Okay. Page 333.
Yeah.
It looks like a concentration camp with that barbed wire. Welcome to New York.
There's a lot of that feeling in New York.
Yeah.
This is from somewhere across the river.
Oh, I see. Right. This page 334. That's lovely.
That's a nice thing.
Yeah.
And then this is just, more buildings.
Yeah. Brick.
This is a fast trip by graffiti.
Oh, that's really interesting. This is page 336. That's graffiti from a car?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now we have stills from Mulholland Drive. This movie and your last one are about the travails of a starlet. What is it that moves you about that predicament?
Los Angeles as a home for the beginning of, maybe it wasn't the beginning, but it was, the golden age of cinema, and the countless girls who came, and it's got to be 10 million stories, and
all sad.
No, some of them are, but probably a small percentage that are very happy.
Yeah.
But it just makes you dream. Ideas come out of a place, and ideas come out of this history.
Did you actually spend any time in the Inland Empire to create the world of Inland Empire?
No, it has. I just love the name.
Yeah. Yeah, these are Mulholland Drive. Oh, now we're to the distorted nudes, which some of them look like, on page 345, they look like Polaroids that are manipulated, are they?
No. These are from a book called 1,000 Nudes. The gentleman who put the book together found huge amount of anonymous photographs.
Did Taschen do that book?
I'm not sure who did it. So I would scan them in and distort them. And this is when I was learning, Photoshop. So these are my first kind of things, but it's just a euphoric kind of study.
Do you still make these?
Yeah, well, I've been working on the film, so I'd like to do these, so much. I love them.
How big are they? You print them out on your big printer?
I made a book of them, and they're 12 inches by 12 inches, but the black part,
is part of it.
They float inside. I
see. So I see that you were able to inject, like, your shapes and your letters and everything.
Yes.
That's pretty advanced Photoshop.
But they're all, different things going on.
Yeah, some of them are pretty violent, do you think?
Some are, yeah.
Like a woman holding her own head. They're very beautiful, though. what would make you be drawn to one nude as opposed to another? There were 1,000 in this book, and these are the ones you
I would
picked.
look at them and see at least a starting point for distortion.
I mean, some of them are distorted, so there's just almost a disembodied limb. There's one in here that made me think of Joel Peter Witkin. Do you like his work?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's a woman with a monkey head. What made you do that, David? And that one reminds me of John Merrick a little on page 359. Is that Kiki of Montparnasse? Isn't that Man Ray's photo?
I don't know.
Yeah, on page 360, I think it is.
I don't know if it is.
Yeah. This one, 361, that's beautiful. Did you say you published a book of these? Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know that.
It's a little known
How
fact.
is this distorted? That looks like a straight photo.
You'd have to see the original. Mm-hmm. These legs, weren't.
Oh, I see.
like that.
Okay. Duh. Yes, it's definitely distorted.
And these things coming down and many things.
Okay. Yeah, that's fascinating. That's the one that's kind of 369, kind of Joel Peter Witkin-y, a woman holding her head. Would you ever want to do what he does, like go into a morgue and make a still life arrangement of body parts?
I wouldn't want to rearrange them.
You wouldn't want to handle them?
No, it's not that I wouldn't want to touch them. It's just that I would like to do a study of that, whatever was there.
Yeah. Have you been to the Mutter Museum in Philadelphia? You know, that's
With
the medical museum.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, because that seems like... Oh, 371, I love this one. It's like a woman levitating.
If there's a Joel Peter Witkin one more like his, this head here is more like his.
Yeah, this one definitely reminded me of him.
370.
That one's really fascinating on 373. Did you put some color into some of these?
No, this
That's
one.
just the way they were.
I might have tweaked the color, but this one was in color, I believe.
Yeah. Do you find these disturbing at all?
No.
Tough guy, eh?
No. It's a different kind of.
Yeah.
It's like shapes.
Yeah, they're very sensual.
And they get into because many of them are old. They got a thing happening. So the distortions, they come from another time, another kind of place. A whole another world.
Yeah. Well, all the props and the settings.
Right.
Yeah.
Now these are
your straight nudes, I think. Just nudes, yeah.
nudes. So
385.
I've got so many of these. So this is Hervé picking through things.
What do you look for? I mean, do you hire models to photograph?
Yes.
What makes you want to photograph a woman?
Well, it's endless, shapes and light on shapes. And this one here, the first one here on page 385, this is nudes and smoke. So all of them, those, there's a series. Not now on the second one here on 386, that's not a nudes and smoke. These are just nudes.
That's a gorgeous one on 389. Is that someone you know or just a model?
That's a model.
It's a great picture. You could almost make the case that the model's almost irrelevant because it's so much about the way you pose and light them.
They're not irrelevant.
No?
Because they add the way the light goes on them. It gives you so many ideas, and each one it conjures up a different thing. But I love these photos.
Yeah.
I love these photos.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
This one here, I don't know why everybody picked this one, but anyway, it's still nice. The curtains on
It's not one of your favorites?
397. Well, I like it. I like it. I like more abstraction.
Yeah. Yeah, that one is the least abstract of all of them. Are you still making these kind of work?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get into, what is that, 400? It goes into a different thing.
Well, this is like a galaxy on 401, it totally transcends what you're working with.
And there's a mood, even when they're wider out, something comes out.
Yeah. A color one
Now
on
we're getting into
405.
color.
Is that the only color one in here?
No, there's more
Oh,
color
yeah,
ones.
yeah. These have a lot of red in them. Is that how you print them?
Yes, and they had a lot of red in them.
Oh, that's a beauty on 408. You shoot digitally?
Now, these are film.
How
These
come
are
you
early on.
Do you prefer digital to film?
Yes, now.
Why? Because of the convenience?
No.
You don't think there's anything lost?
Film is too dirty. I mean, I like dirty stuff.
Yeah.
Believe me, but
Yeah.
by the time I scan them and want to go to work on them, I've got to clean so much dirt, and the dirt isn't adding to it; it's subtracting from it. So, I like to shoot digitally, then tweak them.
So these don't look manipulated at
No,
all.
these
these
aren't.
are the film, yeah. On 413, 415.
415. See, there's things going on with from burned out to black,
Yeah, that's a beautiful
and a
one.
lot of things can happen.
Yeah,
They just turn into abstractions.
yeah. Do you think that the male form has the same potential for beauty?
Not to me,
Yeah.
but I
somebody,
think
I
for some,
guess.
for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, I think both forms are beautiful, but
This is your favorite.
yeah, I haven't gotten into men.
Okay. Do you ever photograph your friends this way?
Not really.
Okay. Is this a man?
No, that's a woman.
It looks like she has a beard.
No, it's just texture.
Oh, that's beautiful on 424. Now here's stills from Inland Empire, starting with Laura. She just got the part. Laura Dern. And there's your interior. Yeah.
Those are the only stills there.
The last thing is this. Oh, there's the. Oh, yeah. Here's a great picture on 434 of David and his father. I thought that was you. I thought you were your father. That looks exactly like you.
That's my dear dad.
He looks so sweet. He looks very happy.
He's a really good, sweet guy.
Yeah.
He's 91 now, just turned 91.
Is he still in Nebraska?
No, he's in Riverside in the Inland Empire.
So you do know the Inland Empire a
Well,
little.
I know it,
Yeah.
This picture was taken, I believe, in Sandpoint, Idaho.
This isn't your house, is it?
No, but it might be the neighbor's house.
This is a picture of David and his father collecting wood, which is something David continues to do, isn't it?
It's a wood life.
Yeah.
And I can smell that wood.
Yeah, it's a nice smell. Okay, the last body of work in here are...
Now, this is Boise, Idaho, where the snowmen... Hervé had a thing about these snow. I did too, but
Yeah.
now...
How long ago did you take these pictures?
92.
These are pictures of snowmen that grow progressively more distorted and disturbed.
But this is in Boise, Idaho, in an older section of Boise, and obviously in the winter. So, but when you think about these snowmen, were so beautiful,
Yeah.
and they'd been there for a little while. So they're, and again, nature's going to work on them.
Yeah, definitely. 448, he's still intact. 450, he's kind of running out of gas. And by the time we get to the
But
next
look at the
one-
houses too,
Yeah.
and mood in there.
It's that, yeah, those windows. 452.
And this is an alien.
Yeah.
It's an alien.
And the last one is just, that's so sad on 456.
It's incredible because it makes you dream.
It's just, I wonder if that was ever a recognizable snowman.
I don't know.
It's just, man defying the elements, rising up.
Well, Christine,
So
by
that's the
golly,
book.
we went through the book.
Yes, we did.
I sure want to thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure.